What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. Hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the debut album from the band Helleborus, entitled The Carnal Sabbath. This is released on Black Plague Records, Satanath Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Manitou Springs, Colorado, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very occult, traditional, esoteric style of black metal. Yeah. From the minute I heard about this project, I was very intrigued and fascinated as to what was going to be coming from it, because this is a project formed by two people, particularly two brothers, Jared and Wyatt Houseman. You may know them best for their works in some very, very eclectic sort of bands within extreme metal, representing the brutal death metal world with a band like Execration. Very, very solid top-tier stuff. And a somewhat Middle Eastern influenced sort of black metal project called Akhenaten, which was a side project of theirs that delved into very Nihil-esque sort of territories, but delved deeper and deeper into mythologies. Just some really solid bands overall. But with this project, they wanted to expand their ideas and horizons even further, and with a couple of songs being released, it only led the anticipation as to what was going to be coming from a project like Helleborus. And now here we are with The Carnal Sabbath, which is their debut full-length. It's 9 tracks, and it clocks in at around 54 minutes in length, and honestly, for this being their debut album, you really will feel very comfortable with the style of black metal that they're going for, because this isn't just your typical sort of run-of-the-mill black metal record. There's a lot of depth, detail, and intelligence to a release like this, and I find that to be incredibly worthwhile and impressive to know that only two people were behind this band. They have a live lineup, of course, which has been getting a lot of great praise and feedback from people. But as far as the fact that two people are behind this particular record, it makes it all the more amazing. If I'm not mistaken, Jared Houseman is the one who handles most of the musicianship of this record, as far as the guitar, the bass, the drumming, and the whole atmosphere goes. This is basically a tour de force sort of feeling for this guy, and he does such wonderful things on a musical standpoint with this record. From the minute you hear songs like Helleborus Black, Edge of Black Waters, Draconian Discipline, you can tell that musically this is just how a diverse sort of black metal record is supposed to sound. I mean, there are some incredible guitar riffs to be heard throughout the majority of this record. Riffs that definitely identify with the traditional sort of black metal sort of sounds, but yet you also have these really weird and trippy psychedelic sort of elements. Going back to a track like Edge of Black Waters, you get all of those riffs in great detail, to even later tracks like Temple of Seventh Death and Gift of Renewal. You just get some incredible riff work going on here. It's very elaborate, very detailed, and I love that aspect of this record. The bottom end has a very good, warm tone to it. It has a great balance. It makes the main riffs that are being done throughout this record sound very good. But overall, I think it's a very, very great record when it comes to the musicianship and the riffs. The drumming is sensational. I love this drum performance that he does. It really does shift a lot throughout this entire record, especially for some of the lengthier tracks on here. A lot of these songs range from within the 4 to 6 minute length, but yet he makes the pace of this record go so smoothly. It doesn't feel like a long 54 minutes. It really makes the listener want to pay attention and just go forward and learn more and dive deeper into what a project like the Carnal Sabbath is. And this drum performance is sensational. A lot of good vibes going throughout this drum performance. I love the speed, the grit. There's just a lot of incredible moments to be heard throughout this drum performance. And one thing to point out about an album like this is the fact that it does have a very natural, sort of clean sound going for it. And I think that a project like this is very fitting for this type of production style. It's not a black metal project that's meant to seem overly raw or phone boothed in or razor sharp or anything like that. This is one of those clean sort of production jobs that fits the theme and the concept of the record. And I think that it makes for an album, a blender quality. That's another term that I see a lot of folks use, is blender quality. You get the cleanliness of a release like the Carnal Sabbath, and it just sounds wonderful. I love the production quality here. And moving on to Wyatt's vocals. This guy is an incredible vocalist. I've had the opportunity to meet this guy, talk with him. He's a very good dude, and his vocals are very, very awesome to listen to. He's got a very diverse sort of vocal range. He's got some good screams, some good growls, very throaty sort of growl going on. I like his vocal deliveries, his presentation, his stances. It's just a very awesome vocal performance all the way throughout. And of course, the lyrical themes being a little different this time around, an almost Kabbalistic sort of approach when it comes to the lyrics. Very passionate, very forthright. I love this lyrical content that's being done for the concept of this record. I mean, it's very stylistically different in comparison to the projects that these brothers have been in the past. Execration and Akhenaten, to be specific. Helleborus is a completely different beast in its own right, and I think with the concepts and themes of this entire release, it makes it all the more satisfying and engrossing. And I love what the stories that are being woven with the Carnal Sabbath. It really is something to behold with a release like this. So overall, incredibly impressive debut all the way through and through. Great production value, great musicianship, very awesome vocal and lyrical content. There's just a lot to be impressed with a release like this. I think this is a very diverse sort of black metal record. It's not your typical sort of black metal kind of record. It's a lot different, and I appreciate the fact that a band like Helleborus tries to be different when it comes to creating black metal, and I think this will be extremely appealing to anybody that is into any kind of style of black metal. Yeah, definitely check this band out. I think that this will be a band to be on the lookout for in the coming years. I definitely see bigger things on the horizon for a project like this. So, if I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Helleborus Black, Edge of Black Waters, Colored Spores of Yugoth, Draconian Disciple, Temple of Seventh Death, and the title track, which is probably the longest track on here at about 9 minutes, but it's 9 minutes of time that's absolutely well worth it. That will be well worth it to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you some links in the description boxes how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will leave you a link to the Helleborus Bandcamp page where you can stream this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can stream it by digitally, and you can also purchase it directly through the band. This is available in the US through Black Plague Records and internationally through Satanath Records. I will leave you a link to the band's personal web store where you can purchase physical copies. Comes with this really nice CD. This artwork is very, very cool. There's really cool artwork in here. Very high quality packaging going on here. There's also t-shirts and patches in case you want to get some merchandise from this band. I think it is the highest recommendation humanly possible. So I'm going to show you the album again. This is the Carnal Sabbath by Helleborus. This is released on Black Plague Records, Satanath Records. Go check this out. And for a score, I'm going to give this a very, very strong 8.5 out of 10. Incredibly impressive debut. Very high quality US black metal, and there's going to be greater things to soon to come from the Houseman brothers. So if you've happened to have heard this album, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it. Are any of you guys into Helleborus? Have any of you guys heard of the Houseman brothers' previous projects, Execration, Akhenaten? Definitely let me know what you think. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. And until next time, Armijo out.